Okay, guys, so I wanted to talk a little bit about the feeling of loneliness when you're facing hardships in life. Okay, it's a feeling that I'm very intimate with. Um, I've dealt with many hardships in my life, like so many other people, and I felt very alone doing so. Okay, feeling alone while you're having a hard time is a very painful experience. I really suffered through that many times. I felt alone with my pain, I felt alone with my suffering, and it's a terrible feeling. Let's be honest, guys, it's just a terrible feeling. Okay? So I know what it feels like. Now, I think that the only way you can avoid that feeling of loneliness is by spending time truly connecting with people and being vulnerable with them, right? Now, I want to warn you that it's important that you find the right people to be vulnerable with, okay? Because if you share a hardship with another human being and they're not receptive or they don't understand or they don't care, then it will make you feel even more alone. Okay, I had this experience personally. I was going through some very painful hardships in my life, and I reached out, and the person I reached out to kind of like rejected my cry for help. And that is very painful in the moment. Okay, afterwards, you kind of reflect on that, and then it's important to not take it personally. Okay, you don't know exactly what's happening in their lives. Maybe they just don't have the mental space. I have been in at times where I was not feeling too well, and if somebody reached out to me in that moment, okay, I always try to make sure that the person doesn't feel rejected, but I can definitely have phases or times where I feel less able to deal with other people, their hardships, because I'm simply dealing with my own, right? So that can also be your situation. So have a little bit of understanding and empathy for others. Don't expect them to be there for you, or don't expect them necessarily to take on the burden, right? Especially when you feel rejected, try to look at it from a different perspective. You don't necessarily know what's going on in their lives, and maybe they simply don't have the energy, okay? But getting getting rid of this feeling of loneliness while you're dealing with hardships, I honestly don't think that you can solve it all by yourself. Okay, I truly believe that you need at least some people that are there that you can trust and that you can confide in and that you can share your struggles with. Be careful to not put the burden onto them. Okay, don't make them feel responsible for your hardship. Okay, it's important to just let them know that, hey, I would just want to share something or be able to vent what I'm going through, and maybe ask for advice if you feel like asking for their advice, but don't make it so that they have to solve your problem, because you have to solve your problem. Okay, you have to solve the situation you're in right now, and you can. Okay, you can solve the situation. It's going to take time maybe, and you will have to, you know grow beyond it, and you have to learn and educate yourself and go through this hardship. Okay, but you at the end, it's you who is going to have to do that. None other person can do that for you, right? But going through it all by yourself alone, and not reaching out because you're afraid of getting rejected, that is going to cause you to feel even more lonely. Okay, and the reason why I say this is because I had this exact problem. I was going through these hardships, and I felt like, okay, I don't want to burden others with this, or I'm afraid that they will reject me, or I'm afraid that, I will cause them to feel irritated, and then I will feel even worse. Okay, so I didn't reach out and I didn't talk about it, and I felt incredibly alone. Okay, so that is not my preferred way of going about it. I am lucky enough to have fantastic friends, amazing people in my life that are there for me when I need them, and I am there for them when they need me. Okay, so this is something that you need to nurture, that you need to build, that you need to maintain. It requires input and effort. You can't expect someone to just be there for you all the time if you don't give back, right? So you want to become a person that is also there for others, and not to the extent where you exhaust yourself. Okay, you have to be at a certain level of energy. You have to fill up your own cup to a certain degree before you can give to others, right? That is something, a trap that I fell into. I always want to be there for others and I neglect myself, and then I grow resentful. That is not good, because then you can't be your best self for these other people that you want your best self to be for, that you want to be your best self for. Okay, so find a balance between filling up your own cup, but don't lose track of other people's, their hardships. Okay, because other people are also struggling, and I sometimes forget this. Okay, I used to forget this when I was dealing with intense bouts of depression or anxiety or stress. I was thinking about me, me, me. It's always about me, me, me. I am struggling. I am this. I am that. But that is, of course, causing you to feel very alone with these feelings. And what helped me was to get out of my own head. Get out of your damn head, man. Get out of your damn head, okay? And start to think about other people, okay? It's not always about you. It's always, a balance. There, other people are also going through difficult times. So try to maybe focus a little bit on other people's hardships if you feel very alone with yours, because that will make you feel less alone with yours, because you understand that everybody is human and everybody goes through these difficult times. And so getting out of my own head really helped me to realize that I'm actually not that alone like I feel. Okay, but the only way for me to realize that is by communicating with others, is by reaching out, is by asking questions. Okay, getting out of my own head, right? Not always focused on my pain and my suffering and my sadness. That is a recipe for disaster. Even more suffering will come from that, right? So find people you can trust, nurture the relationships with these people, give to them, reach out regularly, and be there for them when they are having a hard time, and share yourself vulnerably. Okay, you are not a burden to your best friends if you commit to solving your own problems. Okay, let me give you an example. One person is constantly complaining about how bad their life is and they're doing nothing to change that. Okay, maybe the first two times, imagine a friend doing this to you. Okay, a friend sharing their discontentment with their lives currently. Okay, one time you listen to them, oh man, I'm so sorry to hear that, what can I do, how can I help? Next time they do it another time for an hour. Okay, maybe you're patient and you understand their situation and you can still listen. But after the third time, the fourth time, they're still complaining and they're not doing anything. Well, you're like, come on man, like do something about it, right? Like, why are you staying in that state all the time? You got to do something. So that is very important to remember, that it's not a burden if you reach out and you talk about what you're going through, but you want to show that you're committed to actually changing the situation. Okay, in that case, when a friend comes to me and I can see that they're putting in the work but they're struggling and they just need support, man, I am all there. I want them to succeed. But if they're just passive and complaining, then it's just a waste of time because nothing's changing, right? So don't be that person. Don't be that person who's just complaining, but be that person who is willing to show themselves vulnerably and who gives someone else the opportunity to be there. Okay, it's a blessing also in a way, right? Because of reciprocity. When a friend contacts me and they're in big trouble or they're going through some difficult times and I'm able to help them, to support them, that is a wonderful feeling. Okay, you can be there for someone you love. Incredible, right? They trust you, you can give. It's amazing. Okay, and reciprocity, you do it for them and they do it for you, and it's not as like in a transactional kind of interaction where, you know, oh, I paid this to you and you keep score. No, it's about the act of being there for someone you love. That is a fulfilling activity in and of itself. That is a meaningful thing, right? So giving the other people, giving your friends the opportunity to help you, to be there for you, that is a blessing. That's a gift. That's also a gift. Okay, so if you can see this as an opportunity to share something with the people you care about, and you see it as a gift and not as a burden, okay, considering that you're taking action to, you know, actually improving your situation, then it's a gift, right? If it's complaining, then it's a burden. Then you shouldn't do it. Then I would rather have you to not share it and just shut up and focus first on working towards improving yourself, and then you can ask for support, okay? But these are crucial things if you want to feel less alone dealing with hardship, and find people who struggle with the same things as you do. Okay, there's communities online, there is even, you know, support groups in Facebook and whatever. Okay, find like-minded people who are going through the same thing, and then you understand you're not alone with that problem and you feel a lot less alone. That is what helped me, and that has been something that I learned growing older, that you shouldn't isolate yourself with your problem, but you also should not constantly complain about it to others, right? So I hope that was helpful, guys. Feeling alone, dealing with hardships is a very, very painful experience. So I don't want you to feel alone. So if you feel like you would like to share something here in the comments or even send me an email, feel free to do so. I'm here to help, and I don't want you to feel alone, because I've felt alone many times during my life struggling with hardships. So I want to help you feel less alone with that. Okay, that's it, and I'll see you in the next one.